Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Darcy Ogandaga, CEO of 21 Media and the Laws of the Internet. And today I'm here with a top producer, top earner in real estate and network marketing, Wendy Lovejoy. And she will explain to us today how to build systems, how she coaches people, and how really to build a business from scratch and go all the way to the top. So Wendy, go ahead, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Darcy. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. I know you've been busy just as myself, but one of the things I want to start with is that maybe giving a little biography about myself. I help a lot of women more so than men, but I do help men too. I help women because I was at one time penniless, didn't have any money, had 3 children in Pampers, and I wanted to learn how to take care of myself because my husband was no longer there to take care of me. And that's how I got into all these arenas of business. My coaching, I like to teach people to brand themselves, no matter who you work for, whether you're in ministry or multi-level marketing, internet, you know, you work at Kinko's or any place else, you have to learn to brand yourself. And that's what most people don't do. They assume that when they're in multi-level marketing, you're going to invest in this little kit that they give you, whether you're Organo Gold or 5 links or whatever you choose to do, but you have to brand you because people come into whatever line of business because of who you are.
Yes.
And you help a lot of people yourself. So as you help people, Darcy, do you find that you have to teach people how to brand themselves? Because people get into business and think, if I paid X amount of money for this business that I'm involved in, it's going to make me $1 million. But they don't focus on themselves.
I mean, that's a very good, I mean, like she's doing again, you know, she interviewed me in my own interview, and I like that. The thing is this, I believe that most people, they listen 40% of the story and they try to get 100% manifestation out of it.
Exactly. So
they don't have the details, the loopholes in between. That's what I call fake testimony. Somebody said that,
you know.
Yeah, exactly. I was broke yesterday and then I start doing this business and the rest is history. Start working for me and bam, I'm here. And that really misguide people. I believe you need to study success. Not really look at success, but study success. And when you study success, you find out that everybody who did a significant change in their life and their business, they went to the bottom, they went through a horrible story, they were homeless. And for the time, to decide to go to the next level, sometimes it takes 2 to 3 years minimum. And every business, you need to understand that every business is going to take you at least 18 to 24 months with no income, you know, to be able to build your business and people to trust you. So somebody said that, you know, you want to get in a business and by Friday you get result. It's not a job. You know, a job is an established system. Exactly. You have to create your own system from scratch and then acquire client and customer, and therefore now you have a business. So you cannot have 10,000 clients in your first day, you know, in your own business. That's what you do when you are in a job because the system is already established. So yes, I teach people how to brand themselves in network marketing, and today I have coach a few people in real estate, and coach preachers, and I coach also musicians, hip-hop artists, because everything is about marketing. Like people said that content is king, the marketing is a queen.
Exactly.
To run the household, you know. So
that's a good way to put it.
Most people, you know, they don't understand that. So even you know, I want you to talk about, because we have to talk about you, but you find a way to flip. That's fine. It's okay. To talk about people like how do you feel, and I go all the way down. How you feel the first time you sign $1 million check, you receive $1 million check with your name. How did it feel?
Oh, it felt fantastic. But you have to remember, you said something about business. Every business I've ever been in, I've had to learn the systems in that business, the language in that business, and find a coach. Those are the main 3 things that I tell people. If you're starting today to build business, you have to start with those 3. And even though I've had $1 million checks or closed $1 million transactions, see, the thing that people don't understand is a few years ago I got into multi-level marketing, but I didn't come in broke. When I came to multi-level marketing, I had over $400,000 sitting in my checking account. So that came from another industry, real estate. But when I got into real estate, I didn't know anything about real estate. I had to find some mentors in that area, study under them, learn the systems that I wanted to implement in my own real estate office. And I went from my first deal being an $80,000 home in Queens, New York, actually next door to 50 Cent's grandmother.
Okay.
And I ended up listing that property and selling it to myself because I didn't really know real estate. But within a year later, I was able to go from $80,000 home in South Jamaica to Baldwin Harbor $1 million homes because of a mentor and being willing to submit myself under the mentor and understand that this person had accomplished what I'm trying to do. So they weren't going to tell me things to hurt me. He was going to tell me things that cut my learning curve, saved me a lot of money in the long run. I mean, just one simple question that I asked him, Mike, how do I go from making a couple of thousand on a transaction to making a lot more than that? And he said, instead of looking to sell more houses, why don't you increase the price point? And that's where I went from an $80,000 home to a $1 million home in Baldwin Harbor.
Wow. So, I mean, like, to increase your prices. But before we talk about increase your prices, what do you have to tell people, our audience, that, okay, I want social media is free. That's my area. Social media is free, and all I have to do is to post and put some videos on YouTube without their name attached to it, and post videos every day and post content every day, and some magic is going to happen. You're going to be rich. What do you have to say about that?
You're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. As we've always talked about, if you put zero in, you can't get anything but zero back. You cannot look to not invest money. I always tell people, because I've had people like yourself, Darcy, who say to me, well, because they know I have a prayer call, a women's ministry, that I'm going to give them stuff for free. And I say it goes all the way back to the Bible. Before people followed Jesus, he said to them, here's the benefit in following me. If you leave anything behind, I will multiply it. He'll give you more than you give him. But some people want you to give them more, and they don't give anything at all. The thing with social media, I like to talk in pictures. I was recently at a networking event. People like Les Brown, Forbes were doing an event downtown Atlanta very recently.
Excuse me. How much it was to get in? Well, I want to tell people, I know it's not.
Well, this particular event, normally I spend as much as $3,000 or more for an event. But this particular one, a young lady I'm coaching who does YTV, the travel,
yes,
she invited me. And so I ended up going for free. But I invested a lot of money when I was there because I saw the coaches that I wanted to take a part of. But what I wanted to share is they had a class that they were giving as an intermission on how to do social media. And I walked into this class, it was packed. They were charging $4,000 just to teach you about Facebook. Another $4,000 if you wanted to learn about Twitter. Another $4,000 for YouTube. And some people walked out of that because they said, well, I could do it for free. I'm standing in the hallway, a young lady who thought she could do it for free. As we were talking, she didn't know anything about social media, but she thought she could just take pictures, put it on there, and people would want to buy. And I have a lady who's sitting outside right now. She's been on social media, another multi-level marketing, doing it for free. I simply showed her 2 steps, and she's seen a better return on her time, but she's paying for coaching. So I really think if you sit there and look for things for free, you're going to end up getting people who want things from you for free.
Can you repeat that? You heard that? Because, like, I coach people all the time, and they said, "That's social media is free. You ask me to pay for that. I don't want to pay for advertising. Why I have to pay every week?" I said, "Look, traffic is going to come to you two ways. You're going to earn it or pay for it." That you remember that the commercial that Jay-Z did during the NBA Finals with the Samsung phone, he got $5 million. So 5 million copies of his album, or 1 million copies of his album for $5. And he paid, I mean, not him, but Samsung paid the time for halftime to Game 6 because it was a most watched NBA game. So they pay for that. And the result is that everybody heard about the album. That's the same thing. I don't ask you to spend that much money, but at least find a way to get the attention of people with your budget. You need to have a budget for money. And if you not have a marketing budget or operational budget, you don't have a business, you have a hobby.
Exactly. And to me, you don't even have a hobby, because people who do hobbies invest in their hobby. If you play golf as a hobby, you're going to get the most expensive golf clubs you can get. If you play basketball, you're going to invest in a basketball. So it's not even a hobby. You're wasting your time. And I always say it goes back to not really having a why. See, there's laws to life. And one of the laws is you could either get it from the Bible, you could go to The Secret, wherever you want to get the laws of attraction. Whatever you put out is what you're going to get back. So I share with you often about a seminar I invested in years ago, $3,000, Robert G. Allen. And some people said to me I was crazy. My family didn't understand. I was broke at the time. I had just come out of jail, and I had no money. And people said, "Why would you work all these hours and then take money and go and waste it at a seminar?" But I looked at it as an investment. I knew I didn't want to go back to the life I had with my ex-husband, who was considered a drug kingpin in the 80s. I didn't want to go back to that. So I wanted to make sure that I learned something different. And this was my opportunity. Robert G. Allen was all over the news as somebody who had taught people how to buy real estate with no money down.
Wow.
And I took the chance, went there. Not only did I end up with over 10 properties from that seminar, because he taught us one letter to send out all over the world. I ended up with property in Las Vegas, Tampa, Miami, New York from this one seminar. But more than that, Darcy, the Success Scripts book I wrote came from my experience there.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't look at it as wasting money. I never want anything for free. I don't, because it has no value. It's okay to give people some things that you might be a gift, but if you don't sow into people, how can you expect others to sow into you? I meet people who say, "I want to sign up a lot of people, but could you sign me for free?" How can you expect people to do what you won't do? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh my God, I mean, it's so good, Wendy. You see, people, it took me 2 years to get in the same room with Wendy. We've been knowing each other like almost 9 years. But we always, talking on the phone and have different, business conversations that we need to, to put that on a video. Why are we doing this now? We're sharing, the nugget that we learn. I'm still learning. We're learning every day because we want people to be aware of the fake lies that people give about business. We're tired of that. People, sometimes they lose their house, lose everything because they don't quit your job. Transit is a transition from your job to your business. Don't quit your job. So sometimes people, tell you, all I do is a business. Sometimes they have a part-time. I remember I was working, at one time I was working at night for 3 months. Remember? You asked me, can you do that?
Right.
I said, I know, I'm working at night.
Exactly.
And during the day I build my business. Remember, we couldn't even get together.
That's right.
I got a job at night. And I'm not afraid to go back get a job to make more money, to make sure that everything flowing. But most people, I'm in business for myself, I cannot know. put the proud, aside,
yes.
and do what you have to do. And when you're going to be able to be in a position where you can do what you don't want to do in an automatic system, it's going to be easy for you to do what you're supposed to do. And now you're going to be able to have no competition.
Exactly.
Because your competition is yourself.
Is yourself. But a few years ago, I went through the same thing. People see you having some success in anything. I think it's all business principles. I learned, even when the lifestyle of a drug dealer, that you have to understand what the drugs are about, who you're trying to get them to. When I got into real estate, I had to understand what real estate is all about, who I'm trying to sell to, what price point, who can mentor me. And then the same thing in multi-level marketing. When I got into multi-level marketing, I had no clue about that industry. I took the time. I got my starter kit. I invested my money, but then I invested the time to study my starter kit. Everything they gave me, I sat up, I read it, I watched the DVD, I studied the compensation plan. And I meet a lot of people, Darcy, that'll say to me, I'm not having success because the person who put me in the business, they signed me up, but then they don't want to help me. Well, the person who signed me up had just gotten started herself. I didn't know that. She understood the products, and I mastered the compensation. But it was still my business, so I had to get all the trainings that I needed, and some of them were outside of my multi-level marketing. I remember when I wanted to get into more YouTubes, you were the first person I called and said, Darcy, I want to get into YouTube. What should I start with? What do I need to do? And because that is your expertise. When I want to write a book, I learned, and now I can write a book, 5 books in one weekend. But I invested money and time. And I think that's another thing we need to share with the audience. You can't look for anything for free. You sooner or later, it's going to cost you one way or the other. It's going to cost you money that you're going to lose by not investing, slowing down, or it's going to cost you time because you didn't take the time to learn what you needed to. A lot of people look for that microwave. I want it now. I want 2 seconds and then I want it.
And even the way people promote their business,
yes.
they promote a microwave system. And we have to, I know like it's so powerful, the interview, you're enjoying yourself, but we're going to have to wrap it up because you see, time is money. Money is not time. And so I want you to tell people how they can reach out to you and how you can coach them. Because
Sure.
She coached me, about business systems. I call her and say, okay, I don't understand this, I don't understand that, and then I make a deal. So I give her a preferential, some great prices because I want the exchange to make sure that we have a connection. So if I invest in her, you have to invest in her as well. You understand what I'm saying? So she's a great coach, and I'm telling you, she got a business mind like none other. I've been living in 3 different continents. I know a lot of people. But when it comes to Wendy and the way she understands business systems, even the way she save and invest money, is like, there's nothing like that on the East Coast. So how we can contact you?
I really appreciate that. I would say go to my website, moneyanswersallnow.com, www.moneyanswersallnow.com, and definitely go to my blog, which is on the same website. But leave a comment, inbox me, leave me a message, watch this YouTube video,
Yes.
and leave a comment
On YouTube.
And yes, leave a comment on YouTube, because I definitely will be giving away some free 30-minute free sessions. I think we have to have a conversation so I know where you are and where you're trying to go, and that's how I can help you.
Wow, I'm telling you, y'all, we got so much stuff to cover. We're going to do more interviews like that. And just to make sure that if you want more information, she's also on Facebook and Twitter. So follow her there. And you know who I am, Darcy Okandaga, Twitter and media, the laws of the internet.com. Thank you so much and enjoy your week.
Thank you, Darcy.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.